The vice president of Xbox Game Studios and the founder of 343 Industries, the people that are sort of in charge of Halo in its current broken state, has just seemingly been fired. Let's read her official statement and all the drama around this, because this is actually quite a shocking turn of events. What's up, gamers? DreamcastGuy here. Hi, hope you're having a great day. If you could do me a big favor and like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. So first and foremost, this is Bonnie Ross. This is her official Twitter account. She actually just released this statement 5 minutes ago. And you know me, I love some breaking news. Real quick, in case you're not sure who she is, here's just a quick Google of her. She is the vice corporate president at Xbox Game Studios, so really high up inside the company, and obviously the head of 343 Industries. Directly, that means she is in charge of everything that goes on with Halo Infinite. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Everything that's been going catastrophic, in my opinion, for this franchise is pretty squarely upon her shoulders, and recently there's just been so much overwhelming hate towards Halo Infinite simply because they're actually canceling features like couch co-op, which they promised was going to be in the game. A lot of the content has been so drip feed. Most of the people involved with the project itself seem to have left or also been fired, but let's actually read Bonnie's official statement here and sort of try and read between the lines. While I had hoped to stay with Halo until the release of the winter update, I'm letting you know that I'm leaving 343 Industries and will be attending to a family medical issue. Now, this is her official statement, but there is already a lot of people instantly speculating that a lot of times people end up, if they are forced out of a company, if they are asked to resign or something, they typically say something like, oh, I'm just going to spend more time with my folks, or spend time with my kids, or a medical issue. So let's take this at face value and assume this is correct, but let's keep going. I'm incredibly proud of everyone who works at 343 Industries, what we've done with Halo Infinite, the Master Chief Collection, and the Halo television series. Oh god, I wonder if she was in charge directly with Master Chief being butt naked multiple times. It's been an honor to serve alongside the team for the last 15 years and be part of a universe that I love. Thank you to everyone in the Halo community for your support. Halo's future is bright. I cannot wait for you all to experience what we have in store and to cheer alongside you as a fan at the Halo World Championship in October. Axios, Bonnie Ross. Now, understandably, there is a very somber tone to this statement. I do think a lot of the internet is going to be celebrating this. I think a lot of people are understandably kind of pissed at Halo and how much they've screwed up Infinite, whether it is their terrible lackluster content roadmaps or the fact that the game itself just seems to be pretty much dead if you're trying to consider it some sort of game you'd watch on Twitch or an esports or anything like that. But it's still just shocking to see such a sudden departure. Now, they've already actually said that the person taking over here is Pierre Hintz. He's going to be taking over the studio head immediately. This new guy, Brian Koski, is now in charge of overseeing business operations. This is a very major restructuring. It's actually kind of just stunning how much they've actually shaken up. One of the biggest studios at Microsoft has just been completely revamped, which is still just surreal to randomly get on a Monday. But additionally, I do think that a lot of the conversation around Halo Infinite has been overwhelmingly negative for the last 10 days. I mean, if you actually just search 343 Industries, these are all the viral videos that have been released, even just literally in the last week. Here we are, Some Ordinary Gamers, Mudahar, obviously saying 343 Industry is the worst developer. What's next for 343 Industries? Halo is collapsing. So many of these videos. 343 confirms our worst nightmares. Halo is dead. 343 is killing Halo. Like, pretty much every single clip is how this is just honestly a train wreck. Everybody is saying it's just not really up to snuff. Even I've talked about the fact that I like playing Halo Infinite. I put about 100 hours into the multiplayer, but now I don't care about all the microtransactions and battle passes. I don't care about Halo Infinite now because it is just more cosmetics. Instead of giving me more maps, more single player, more cool big expansions, it's just more cat ears and stuff like that. The grander question at stake here that I feel like we need to consider is, will this actually improve Halo Infinite? Already, just even literally, I can refresh this tweet right now, and you can see that a lot of people discussing this online seem to say that this is probably for the best. People saying like, okay, I don't really believe the medical issues excuse. People saying like, I don't know, this just seems not great. This must have been because of Critical's video. So Halo Infinite is done, 10-year project, LOL. I mean, all of this, so many people celebrating. This is good news for the franchise indeed. I think that in the grand scheme of things, I'm kind of curious if Halo Infinite can be saved. There have certainly been some success stories of games that have been completely rebuilt from the ground up, like Final Fantasy XIV, which managed to rebuild itself and become a realm reborn. Obviously, No Man's Sky started off pretty terrible, and yet it's sort of regrown a massive fan base now. I even feel like there's been a lot of lasting love, surprisingly, for Cyberpunk 2077. If you actually play that game now with all the patches and updates and bug fixes, the game seems to be very celebrated on the internet for the people who probably bought it for $5. The whole point of Halo Infinite was that 10-year plan. The whole point of it was like, okay, how can we possibly find a way to keep this going and going and going? I've even at one point seen some interviews from the developers claiming they wanted this to be the last Halo, that it be this vehicle where they could just keep tacking on more story, more update, more maps, more multiplayer, more guns, and keep it always evolving. But if you're losing one person at the very top, the founder of 343 Industries, it's going to shake up the nature of Halo. That seems unavoidable at this point. I guess everything in charge now is that guy Joseph Staten. The other founder is the only dude in charge now. This is monumental. I do think that this is going to cause ripple effects across the internet. I do think Halo Infinite is dead. It is very difficult to imagine them recovering at this point, but like, is this going to have blowback on other studios? Is Microsoft taking her out to bring in people that have more tried and true experience? I've been saying this from the very start, but I feel like the biggest strength of Microsoft is how big they are as a company. Like, they are such a mega publisher. They could probably get developers that are working on Doom and have them help with Halo, or I don't know, get random people from other departments that are working on Gears of War or something to make some maps for Halo. The complete scarcity of hype, the scarcity of a product, the scarcity of Halo Infinite as a game, it's just baffling to think about. Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo Reach are some of the best first-person shooters of all time. From a narrative perspective, from a co-op perspective, from a multiplayer perspective, and Halo Infinite falls on its face so freaking hard. I recently played, they did like a big event that was called like Grunt Fiesta or something, and it was actually pretty fun. It was random weapons on big team battle, and it was really fun, but it also made me realize how long it's been since I've had fun playing Halo, and how much Halo Infinite is probably stale as heck. But what do you think about this? Is this statement from Bonnie Ross, does this seem legit? Do you believe the medical reasons, excuses? Or is this all just a big old question mark? Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big old thumbs up, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. But do me the biggest favor of all, and keep dreaming. I still look so weird without a mustache. I'll adapt, but man, I gotta grow my mustache back. Look at this bald-faced little biatch. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.